senior from Danbury, Ontario. Number 5, Ryan Sims. On defense, the senior from Stanford, Ontario. Number 19, Jeffrey Wilson. At right wing, a freshman from Marietta, California. Number 27, Kane McDaniel. At left wing, a senior from Columbus, Ohio. Number 44, Marshall King. The starting center, a senior from Edmonton, Alberta. Number 9, Paul Memory. And the starting goaltender for the Flames, a junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Number 30, Blake Scott. The head coach of Liberty, Ben Hughes. He's assisted by Blair Bennett, Daniel Logan, and the equipment manager, Tyler Sanders. The officials for this game is assigned by the ACHA, USA Hockey, and the Ohio Valley Hockey Officials Association. The rest are Matt York and Kerry Fraser Jr., the linesman Matt Wall and Max Prexta. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and count the wall hats for the playing of our national anthem.
The national anthem's complete, and we are ready for hockey. Good morning from the Ohio Health Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. Andrew Shapiro joined by John Peterson, Brett Luthner manning the camera this morning. It's the final day of pool play action. 16 teams will take the ice today. 4 will be left standing when the dust clears later on tonight. This morning we have Pool D action between the Southeast number 3, the Liberty University Flames, and the Denver University Pioneers, the West number 4. Both these teams eliminated from pool play contention, and so this game looks to be a little bit more laid back, but still plenty exciting. Referees for today's game are Matt York and Kerry Fraser Jr. The linesmen are Matt Wall and Max Prexta. There's a face-off, and we're underway. So glad you could join us here on the ACHA Hockey Network. Liberty moving left to right in the white jerseys trimmed in blue and red. Denver moving right to left in the gold jerseys trimmed in maroon and white. This puck sent all the way down and wrapped around the boards by Nick Tavonian. Up the wall it goes for a play out to center by Michael Stevens. Corralled at the red line by Jeffrey Wilson. Quickly circling back is Stevens, and pushing up with it for Denver is Josh Rubin. Rubin takes it into the far side corner and wraps it around the boards. Up the wall for a play out to center. Only got as far as the red line, where it's taken by Tyler Novi. And down the right wing, here comes Paul Lamoureux. Tries to dish a pass off, blocked by his opposite number 9. Lamoureux, a shot O's way out of play and catches the netting. 24 seconds gone in the first period, and we're scoreless, JP.
Yeah, we're scoreless here. One thing you want to see, that shot by Lamoureux. You know, we've seen a lot of shots go sailing over the bar in this tournament, and it's not only the style of goaltending where goalies go down really quick and often, but they leave the whole top of the net open. So that's why, you know, you see a lot of shots, a lot of players shooting high, and they get too much on it, and it's hitting the back of the net behind the glass. That
shot by Jackson Roy goes into the glove of Joey Halleck, a junior from Englewood, Colorado. He is tending the net for the Pioneers. Liberty throws in goal Blake Scott, who started all 2 games this year, or this tournament, excuse me. He's a junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. JP's got their stats for us.
Yeah, let's see. You want to
Quickly behind
through.
That's all right. Quickly behind the net. Denver has it out in front. A fan on the shot by Tyler Novi. Played out to center. And quickly down the left wing comes Jamie Crane. Crane goes a backdoor pass. He was looking for Eric Masters, but couldn't find him. Nice shot saved by Halleck. Rebound, score! Masters fills the empty net. Liberty, a 1-0 lead. Just 1:21 into the game.
Yeah, it was a rush up the ice as Liberty came in. They had a trailer, and the pass was sent over to Masters, who was waiting there. Put the puck in the empty net.
Now, the stats we provide for you today are regular season numbers. Blake Scott comes into the game a 5-1 record, 2.84 goals against, a .923 save percentage. And coming into this tournament today, Joey Halleck, 14-9 on the season for Denver, a 3.61 goals against with an .883 save percentage. Liberty quickly back up, looking to extend their lead. Down the wing, here comes Clark. Andy Clark throws it on goal, saved by Halleck, and he'll cover up for the whistle.
Liberty goal scored by number 12, Eric Masters. Assisted by number 53, Drew Crilly, and number 10, Matt Perry.
Drew Crilly and Matt Perry get the assist on the Eric Masters goal.
Assisted by Crilly
at the 1:21 mark.
At 1:21.
Into the Zamboni corner, it's reversed back by King. Tie up on the near side boards and slapped out to center. Only got as far as Wilson before Liberty takes over again. Crane tries to throw it back in. King the first one there for the Flames. Marshall King ties up with a Pioneer who strips it away, that being Peyton Norder. Norder goes off the far side boards. An interception briefly by Lamoureux, who puts it between his legs and goes down low for King. Excuse me, that's Michael Niederer. Lamoureux with it now on the far side boards. Liberty circling, controlling the play. Niederer has it. Throws it into the far side corner for Blake Flanders. He wraps it around for Ryan Siddon. Siddon checked by a Pioneer and takes him down deftly. That was John Eisner. Another tie-up in the Zamboni corner, and Eisner skates away with it. Lifts this one out to center, goes over the stick of Sean Backer, and the race is on. Scott has to come out and stick it into the corner. Otherwise, it would have been Ryan Gandy all alone on him. Quickly back the other way comes Liberty 3-on-2. This is Niederer. Niederer takes it wide. He shoots, blockered away by Halleck. Up the boards, but not out. A nice keep by Jackson Roy. Catches the high glass and rattles around. Now it's Gandy on a 1-on-2. Poked off of his stick, but he gets it back. Feeds a pass in the slot. Another backdoor play. That was Hunter Hartman looking for the trailer Tavonian. On the near side boards, it's sent all the way down. This will be an icing with 16:42 to go in the first period. And it's a 1-0 lead for Liberty University on the goal by Eric Masters.
I'll tell you what, the first two games of this tournament, Liberty didn't start, Denver didn't start off too bad. Against Aurora, they started off okay. Against Northeastern, they started off really good. Here, not so much. Gave up an early goal to Liberty. Let's see if they could get their stuff going.
Denver's an 0-2 number 4 seed, but they're a number 4 seed that has given the top two teams in this bracket a lot of trouble. They were tied 3-3 with Aurora going into the third period, and yesterday against Northeastern, it was a back-and-forth affair. They fell 10-6, but that was a game that Denver had multiple leads in that game.
Yeah, at one point they were winning, 3-1?
I believe that was the case. So Denver really a hard luck 0-2. Liberty a couple of tough games as well. They lost 3-2 on the opening day to Northeastern. As that one shot from the point, blocked on the way in. Sprawling out of his creases, Blake Scott, and he looks like he's slow to get up.
Yeah, he didn't look too good trying to get up there.
Backhanded to play, and a nice save by Scott.
Look good there.
Denies Christos Koukis alone in front. Now, Liberty losing 3-2 the opening day to Northeastern, and yesterday a back-and-forth game, but Aurora really opened it up in the third period, and they won the game 4-0. Face-off won by the Pioneers, but quickly back for the Flames to reverse in the person of Riley Richardson. Out to center, controlled by Josh Rubin. He goes wide for Eisner. Wrapped into the Liberty end by Jonathan Miller. Scott out to play it, but he lets it go through for Richardson. Keeping at the line by Rubin. Richardson has it now. A stretch pass goes too far for Caleb Toon, and all the way down, no icing, as John Kiernan's back to play it for Denver. Up ahead, a nice keep at the line by Richardson. His shot deflected just wide. Shot by Richardson was deflected in front, as that one goes into the netting by Keegan Spores, who tied up with the referee. Face-off will be back inside the Denver zone to the left of Joey Halleck.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games where team's going to put pressure on both ends, and the one who's got the best shot is going to win.
Off the tie-up, it's taken away by Denver, and quickly back for Liberty to control. Here's Crane. A blue line pass finds Richardson. His shot goes into the glove of Halleck, and he'll get the whistle.
So far, again, both teams have been able to put a little bit of pressure on each goaltender. And, sorry for that one shot that was let in by Scott there. I'm sorry, by Halleck.
Pool D comes down to a winner-take-all affair, which will be up next. It'll be Brett Luthner and myself on the call. That'll be the Aurora University Spartans, as that one's saved by Halleck. Aurora University Spartans taking on the Northeastern Huskies, a battle of 2-0 teams. The winner will move on to the national semifinal. Aurora yet to lose a game this season, JP. A perfect 34-0, including the national tournament, as that one is deflected out of play by Halleck.
Yeah, we were talking about this morning at breakfast. You know, is this going to be the type of tournament for them where they wind up losing their first game and it's losing the national championship? It was kind of like the New England Patriots of a couple of years ago.
Now, I know you're thinking it, in the event of a tie, what happens? Well, after the end of 70 minutes, because it would be a 10-minute overtime, as that one goes into the corner, at the end of 70 minutes, should there be a tie, Aurora would advance on the first tiebreaker after head-to-head, which is goals allowed. Quickly, here comes Gandy, fires a shot, saved by Scott, and steered out of harm's way by Micah Hauk. That shot from the point blocked on the way, and that hit Sean Backer, who's hurt. Backer almost got in the way of that one, but a rising shot catches the high glass and caroms out to center. Stolen away. It's a 2-on-1 for Liberty. Back across for Crilly, looking in front for Masters, but unable to find him. Here comes Denver, 3-on-2. End-to-end action here as we start period one. Hawahanizian laid it into the corner. A tie-up on the far side board sees this one come through to be taken by Kyle Martin. Tries to wrap it around, but there's Hawahanizian. Out in front, almost putting it in was Gandy. Had an open net, but couldn't fill it. A breakout pass springs Crilly. 2-on-1 with Masters. Crilly, a shot blockered away by Halleck. Another save by Halleck on the rebound. Puck hops over the stick of Backer and out to center. Here comes Denver. Crilly a poke check to keep that one in possession of Liberty, and here comes Masters yet again. Masters a shot pad saved by Halleck. Steered that one into the far side corner. 13:56 to go in the first. 1-0 lead for Liberty. Puck wrapped around the Zamboni doors. Circling back with it is Partridge. He plays it out to the blue line. A nice keep by Jackson Roy. Up with this comes Tavonian. And now it's Youch dropping it off. Played forward by Dylan Teeter and all the way down. No icing, says the linesman. And so Kyle Martin will have to play it for Liberty. A nice check in front of the Liberty bench. Almost sent Niederer over the boards. And a pair of players go down. That was Niederer and Youch. As it goes up and out to center. Played ahead by Lamoureux. Left it off for Niederer. Let's see, that's Flanders. Flanders a shot. Pad save made by Halleck.
That was a nice job by Flanders there, using the defenseman as a screen, putting the shot right through his legs.
Hunter Hartman had the puck knocked away from him, and it's played up and out to center ice. Here comes Lamoureux. Got a pair of Flames coming with him. Tried to drop it off for one of them. Lamoureux's shot goes wide. Off the glass goes to the far side corner. Circled back for Flanders and intercepted by Denver. Played out to center all the way down. No icing as the puck was touched by Jeffrey Wilson. Wholesale changes made on both sides. Clearing attempt hits Toon and played ahead into the Denver defensive end. Nice check on Jonathan Miller. Sees this one played across. And now it's Richardson. Up ahead just over the stick of Caleb Toon and back into the Liberty end. Jeffrey Wilson will collect and try to start up for Liberty. 12:23 to go in the first. Still a 1-0 lead, Liberty University over Denver University. Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson, Brett Luthner manning the camera. Final day of group action. This is Pool D, the 3-seed Liberty taking on the 4-seed Denver. Richardson plays this one up the boards. Toon muscled off the puck, gets it now, as that was Jamie Crane who was taken out of the play. Almost interception by Lamoureux there, but played up to center where it'll be taken by Clark.
Oh, it's a little scrum here.
A tie up in front of the slot, and we'll see an offsides play, and Denver will get a free out. Taken up by Jonathan Miller. That was Kiernan rubbed off the puck.
It's funny, as that little scrum was going on, it was breaking up. The referee was going to put his whistle in his mouth, and both guys just, looks like a penalty's being called here.
We're going to have our first penalty of the game.
Denver? Yep, 26.
That's going to be Christos Koukis getting 2 minutes for hooking at the 8:25 mark of the first period. Liberty gets the first power play of the game. Oh, looks like we have offsetting minors, excuse me. As Ryan Sidden also gets a penalty. So we'll have matching minors. We'll play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
Coincidental penalties on number 5 of Liberty is Ryan Sidden. 2 minutes for hooking. Liberty penalty on Sidden. 2 minutes for hooking. Denver penalty on number 26, Christos Koukis. 2 minutes for elbowing.
Okay, so Sidden got the hook, and Koukis got 2 minutes for elbowing. Bottom line is we'll play 4-on-4 as this one quickly back in for Liberty to possess. To the point for Roy. He goes down low and gets a pass back. Has it at the blue line. Jackson Roy, a shot deflects into the corner. Crilly has it and goes up to the point for a keep by Martin. Going across for Roy. Roy tried to throw it in front. It bounced into the skates of Eric Masters, and Denver starts out 2-on-2. Puck lifted over the head of Jackson Roy as down the wing comes Michael Kaufman. Back in front, a nice save by Blake Scott. He goes across and denies.
Yeah,
Excuse me, I think he denied Michael Kaufman on the back door there.
That save by Scott, that puck was in his pad. He didn't know where it was. He went down. He was laying down trying to make sure the puck didn't come out from behind him.
Well, if you told Blake Scott that today doesn't mean anything for Liberty, he didn't listen.
Yeah, that's for sure. Tell you what, these teams, they seem like they come out a little bit slow. And, it seems like it's starting to pick up now a little bit after being in the game for about 10 minutes.
Richardson goes up the left wing for a take-in by Marshall King. Stolen away from him, but corralled again by Matthew Perry. To the point it goes for Richardson. He goes across for Backer, but the pass goes out of his reach, and Denver able to start up 3-on-1. Here comes Tavonian. Tavonian shot save made by Scott, and he'll cover up for the whistle. 48 seconds to go in the 4-on-4, 10:23 to go in the first. 1-0 lead for Liberty.
I was going to say, the 4-on-4 situation, and you're breaking out 3-on-1, but if you're Denver, you want to make sure you hit the net with a shot. Because if you miss and that puck comes out, there's 2-on-1 going the other way.
4-on-4, the ice does open up a little bit as his faceoff is won by the Flames. Roy drops it off for Martin. Martin across ice pass will spring Masters. Puck played out to center, be corralled by Kyle Martin. Looked for Roy on the D-to-D pass, but instead he finds the winger Andy Clark. Andy Clark, a backhander, goes out of the reach of Jamie Crane, and Denver will play it up to center. Bounces over the stick of Novi, and pushed back in by the Pioneers. Roy muscles that one out to center. Clark pushed it ahead, and here comes Martin. Down the right wing, Kyle Martin offsides is Liberty with 9:45 to go, and the clock won't stop. They finally do. 9:44 now to go in the first period.
Jamie Crane was a little bit ahead of the play there, going into the Denver zone.
As we reach the first media timeout of the day, we'll take a step aside and give our sponsors some love. It's the ACHA National Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, the official merchandise sponsor of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. And by the Three-Legged Mare, located right in the heart of downtown Columbus. The 2018 ACHA.
And we're back live here from the Ohio Health Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. Pool D action, the final day. It's a 3-4 matchup between the Liberty Flames and the Denver Pioneers. Andrew Shapiro with John Peterson as my color commentator. Brett Luthner doing the camera work today, and an excellent job as always. And it's a 1-0 lead thus far for Liberty. Still 9 seconds of 4-on-4 action. JP, what have you seen so far from the opening 10 minutes and change?
Again, like I said, it seemed like both teams came out a little bit slow. An early game for both. Liberty gets a good shot on net. A rebound came to a guy standing in front. He put it in the empty net. And, Denver's got to wake up a little bit. Both teams seem to have picked it up as the time progressed in the period. We got to about the 8-9 minute mark, and it seemed to open up a little bit. So,
and again, 8 games on the schedule today across 2 rinks, and we hope you watch all of them. 5 meaningful games before we even set foot on the rink, JP, and this is just really a testament to the skill level that you see. And, the fact that of the 16 teams remaining, there's still 10 that can advance from their group here on the final day, which is really something awesome.
Yeah, it's what you want to see. You want to make sure the groups are competitive. Some are more competitive than others, but so far it's a good tournament, and you're definitely going to see some quality hockey games today.
And we promise we'll take you group by group and tell you who's going where, when, and why as the game progresses. In the meantime, this one's pitchforked out to center for a play ahead by Michael Stevens. Stevens has Flanders all over him, but he dumps the puck off out to the line, and a nice keep there by Josh Rubin.
Denver's on a change. It's been a really slow change for them to get people over the boards and get moving.
Rubin fires this one back into the Liberty end, and it'll be collected by Riley Richardson. This Pool D, very simple. The next game up is a winner-take-all scenario between Aurora and Northeastern. Should the game end in a tie, Aurora would have the tiebreaker on goals against. This one played ahead by Richardson into the skates of Alex Sherritt and pushed forward this time by Lamoureux. A nice move by Lamoureux as he goes across the crest of center. Tries to take it into the far side corner. Molested the whole way by Peyton Norder as the puck now ties up in the paraphernalia of Norder, but it drops to the ice and it'll be taken away by Crilly.
That puck didn't want to go nowhere.
Out in front, that one shot never made it on goal. That would have been from Lamoureux as Denver starts up. Pass intercepted by Backer. Pool B action going on the other side. That game that's playing right now will decide the winner of that one, as down the wing with a head of steam comes Matthew Perry. Backdoor play, shot, score!
Oh, that looked like it went in off escape, but there was no kicking motion.
Drew Crilly crashing the net. Perry threw it in front. Crilly there for the deflection. Liberty up 2-0 with 7:56 to go in the first.
Yeah, again, the puck goes in off a skate from a pass going across. Definitely no kicking motion there at all. So it's a good goal, easily.
So Drew Crilly with a goal and an assist on the day. Matthew Perry gets his second assist of the day. Liberty up 2-0 as we're just past the midway point of the opening frame. And Denver contesting kicking motion, but looks like Hunter Hartman's pleas will go awry. So Pool B action on the other side. It's a 3-4 matchup that actually will decide the group, JP, as the UMass Minutemen are taking on... the UMass Minutemen are taking on the Lindenwood Lions. I drew a blank there for a second. So UMass Lindenwood is going on behind us. It's Pool D action, and the winner of that game will move on to the national semifinal. As JP flashes the schedule in front of me as if to rub it in. Now, should that game end in a tie, UMass would have the tiebreaker again on goals allowed. That shot in front was blocked down by a sprawling Flame who's hurt. It looks like Masters rebound. Oh no! What a save by Blake Scott! Out in front, another save by Scott. Oh, Blake Scott with a couple of dandies there to keep Denver off the board.
Yeah, Scott going down sprawling, a little Hasek imitation there. He's getting anything he can on top of on the puck as it's coming in. He might have had a little bit of help from one of the defenders that went down in front of the net, but still, he's doing a great job, Scott.
Another shot, that one blocked out of the way by Richardson. A barrage of Pioneer shots. Here's another one. Oh, that goes wide. A barrage of Pioneer shots as they pepper Blake Scott, but unable to break through. This one played out to center, dropped back by King. Richardson has it now. Goes across for Wilson. Wilson, stretch pass goes into the feet of Clark. Circling with it is Crane. Crane with a shot that never makes it on goal. It's blocked down by Tavonian. Crane with a nice keep. 3-on-2 briefly for the Flames as it goes into the far side corner for King. He tries to steer it back and it's played out to center. Lifted now to the stick of Wilson. Pushed forward by Brian Desmond. 1-on-3. Desmond a backhander gloved out of the air by Scott, and he'll get the whistle. 6:29 to go in the first period. Liberty leads 2-0. And Pool A really is the enigma of the group of the day. I mean, it's that's a scenario where you have 3 teams alive, and that pool, there could be, in theory, 1 team eliminated after the first game in that group. That'll be played at 5:30. 8:30 will be, in most likely scenarios, a winner-take-all match. To break it down for you very quickly, as we have action going on in center ice, University of New Hampshire has the lead in that group with 2 wins, 4 points. A point in their game today, as this one goes down for icing, a point in their game against Toledo today salts it away. Now, in the first matchup, it's Northern Arizona taking on Shrine. Should Shrine win, Northern Arizona is eliminated, and the 3-4 matchup at 8:30 essentially becomes a winner-take-all game. For should Toledo defeat UNH, they would have the same amount of points, but Toledo would advance on the head-to-head. Now, if Northern Arizona beats Shrine, it opens the door for them and Toledo to both be eligible to move on, as this one skied out to center. If Northern Arizona beats Shrine at 5:30 today, this one's lofted into the catching glove of Blake Scott. We'll get a whistle with 5:31 to go in the first. Northern Arizona would be able to move on if Toledo wins and a whole slew of things happen. Basically, Northern Arizona would move on with a win, a Toledo win, but Toledo must give up at least 2 more goals than Northern Arizona does in their win over Shrine, should it come to pass. Toledo has a little bit of an easier route. They would advance with a win and a Northern Arizona loss in the 5:30 game, or a win by Toledo, a win by Northern Arizona, and Toledo cannot give up any more goals than NAU allows. So if, for example, Northern Arizona allows 3, Toledo cannot give up more than 3 goals in order to advance. And for UNH, it's very simple. A win or a tie, and you're going to the semis. Sean Backer lifts this one from the point, gloved out of the air by Halleck, and we'll get a whistle. And so you go ahead, JP.
I was going to say, Toledo, they were losing last night to Shrine. Shrine was up 2-0 in the first 3 minutes of the game, and Toledo came back to win that game, held on to win. The final was 5-4. So UNH could have had their whole ticket punched already to the semis if it wasn't for Toledo coming back and beating Shrine.
Off the tie-up, Jackson Roy fakes a shot, goes down to the far side corner for Crilly. Wraps it around the net. Drew Crilly tries to play it in front, stolen away by a Pioneer, that being Nathan Surratt. Crilly gets it back. And, of course, Pool C is very simple. Florida Gulf Coast versus William Patterson University. The winner moves on. Should that game end in a tie, Florida Gulf Coast would advance on goals allowed, which they lead that category by a landslide, JP.
Yeah, a lot. When you only give up 3 goals in 2 games, it's pretty good bet that you're going to be able to win that category.
Here's a shot in front, sticked away by Halleck, that off the stick of Andy Clark. Now on the flip side, William Patterson, the Northeast #1, the national #2, by the way, has allowed 10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, William Patterson has not played their best hockey here in this tournament, and it's definitely shown.
So that game at 5 o'clock, it'll be Brett Luthner, John Peterson on the call, and that game will feature the Northeast #1 and the Southeast #2 in William Patterson and Florida Gulf Coast, respectively, but it will also feature the national #2 and the national #3 going head-to-head, as this one turned over by Richardson. Down the wing comes a shot over the bar, that taken by Brian Desmond. Eisner has it now. It's played out wide, or that was Tyler Novy. As Richardson, this one goes off the glass and out to center. Lamoureux tries to play it forward for Flanders, who breaks it through, and it goes back out to center.
You know, it's funny. If you're a coaching staff, your team comes into a tournament, scores 13 goals, and is 2-0 in 2 games going into the third. You think the team would be happy with the way things are going, but the coaching staff is, for William Patterson, not very happy with the way they played defensively at all.
And if you look at the quality of play, the scores are very indicative of how the game went. William Patterson falling down 3-0 to #4 Adrian in the first 5 minutes of the tournament for them, coming back to win 8-6, and then yesterday almost squandering a 4-0 lead, as that one is into the paraphernalia of the linesman. Yeah, William Patterson yesterday is almost squandering a 4-0 lead over Northern Colorado. and having to hold on for a rocky 5-4 win.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they were down 3-0, came back. We're up. I think it was at 6-3 at one point.
They scored 6 straight goals. Yep, and then let Adrian back
another
in.
3. Yeah, so.
It just was a back and forth affair Friday night. Yesterday was just a hold on tight game for the Pioneers of William Patterson. The Pioneers of Denver trailed the Liberty Flames here 2-0 with 2:18 to go in the first period. Ryan Siddon sends a cross-ice pass into the feet of Matthew Perry, and quickly back comes Denver. Backhanded out to center, circling with it now is Crilly for Liberty. Crilly lofts this one into the Denver end, chasing it down is Kyle Sun. Sun goes up the wall for a take by Stevens. Tied up and intercepted by Perry. Circling with it now is Sun, who goes up the slot, which you never want to do, but Denver able to break out anyway. Puck knocked off the stick of Stevens. Liberty forced to regroup. It's Crilly with 1:47 to go in the first. Up ahead for Masters. Masters, one of the 2 goal scorers for Liberty. The other one, Drew Crilly. Drop pass by Backer onto the stick with a shot wide. That taken by Riley Richardson. Up the wall, an almost keep by Caleb Toon, and foisted into the Denver end by Jackson Roy. Quickly ahead, Peyton Norder, intercepted by Toon. Toon, a shot and glove save made by Joey Halleck. Halleck flashing the leather there to keep Liberty off the board. Still 2-0 with 1:24 to go in the first. Joey Halleck, one of only 2 right-handed catching goaltenders in the tournament, JP.
Yeah, it's fun. It's strange to see, but we're used to seeing it. But when you have more than one in the same tournament, that's kind of unusual.
Circling with it is Caleb Toon, thrown out in front, and Halleck knocks that one away. Down the wing, here comes Garrett Hawahanesian. Hawahanesian threw it behind the net to be taken by Ryan Gandy. Out in front, a save made by Scott, and now we get some pushing and shoving as a couple of Pioneers were crashing the kitchen on Blake Scott. Now we've got Bedlam in the corner. And there's some feet moving and some bodies just lying in a heap. We'll try to get this all sorted out for you.
I was going to go down, but we'll wait a minute.
Ryan Gandy gets up, and that allows Sean Backer to get up as well. And looks like everybody's getting themselves together. And this is a game that you need to be careful, JP, because even though there's no tomorrow for these teams, there's still a next season, and Jay Peacock has made it very clear that if anybody gets suspended or disqualified from this game, that suspension or disqualification will carry over to next year.
And somebody from Liberty just
that was Kyle Martin.
Got sent off.
Kyle Martin escorted off the ice. Meanwhile, going to the box is Garrett Hawahanesia and Cade McDaniel, or as Keegan Spores. And so there's another Pioneer leaving the ice too, that Ryan Gandy. There's 1:01 remaining in this first period, and we'll wait and see what the penalties are called before we make any assumptions. 2-0 Liberty leads. Goals by Eric Masters and Drew Crilly. Crilly also with an assist, Matt Perry with a pair of helpers. And that's where we stand thus far. Liberty scoring at the 1:21 mark and the 12:04 mark. Neither team has had a power play yet. Each team has taken 1 penalty before this brouhaha.
Who else went into the box for Liberty?
It was Spores went into the box.
Spores.
Once again, our officiating crew today, Matt York and Kerry Frazier, the linesmen Matt Wall and Max Prexta, as they sort through who gets what.
morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here live to the Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. Game number 1 here, Pool B action. Lindenwood, the number 3 in the Central, of course, and the number 4 in the Northeast is UMass Amherst. I'm glad you could join us here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sean Brotherk. I'm along with Steve Coleman on this morning. A good matchup here. This one is for all the marbles. The winner takes all in this one. If you win, you get in. Now, of course, if you're looking at ties in situations like this, the tie, if Lindenwood were to tie this game based off of goals allowed, they would get the tiebreaker ultimately. So Lindenwood doesn't necessarily need to win, but I don't think anybody wants to settle for a tie, that's for sure. As we get underway, and it's already Potter ringing it into the zone, but backing up quickly there is Jake Wind.
Roughing and then slashing, and a 10-minute misconduct. Out of all of it, Liberty gets a power play, their first power play of the game. They come into the tournament this year having some pretty decent success on the power play, as this one played up ahead for a shorthanded try by Denver. Oh, what a save by Blake Scott! Sprawling on his stomach, he gets the glove up and denies Tyler Novi. Oh, Blake Scott having the game. And there's a goal behind us between UMass and Lindenwood. We'll keep you updated on that one. That's Pool B action going on as we work over here in Pool D. This one wrapped around for Ryan Sidden. Up the boards he goes. A play ahead by Matthew Perry. Perry down the right wing. Drops it back off for Sidden. Sidden fakes a shot, now takes it. It never makes it on goal. Lamoureux controls. Out in front, a save made by Halleck. Another save by Halleck. Puck is loose. Another save by Halleck. Loose in front. They battle for it. Circling with it is Perry as time expires on the first period. Oh my, the offense really picking up here in the first. Blake Scott with a big save to deny Tyler Novi on the one end. And then on the other side, Joey Halleck standing tall as Liberty with the man advantage peppers the young goaltender from Englewood, Colorado. But Halleck equal to the test. It's a 2-0 lead for the Liberty Flames after the first period. Goals by Eric Masters and Drew Crilly. And a barrage of penalties. We'll work that all through as we get to the end of the first period. And we are going to step aside as we've reached the first intermission. 2-0 to score. Liberty leads Denver. You're watching the 2018 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network. And welcome back to the Ohio Health Chiller North here in Lewis Center, Ohio. Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson, Brett Luthner on the camera. He's got a headset. He'll be joining us momentarily. After 20 minutes of play, Liberty leads 2-0. First period goals by Eric Masters and Drew Crilly. On the other side, in Pool B, UMass leading Lindenwood by a 1-0 score. And we'll take you through the penalties that occurred at the 18:59 mark of the first period.
By the way, do I have a sound here? Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. So at the end of the first period, for Liberty, Keegan Spores got 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct as we're underway in the second. From Denver, Garrett Hawahanizia got 2 minutes for roughing, 2 minutes for slashing, and a 10-minute misconduct. From Liberty, Kyle Martin receives a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for head contact. His tournament is done. Ryan Gandy from Denver, a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for face masking. His tournament is done as well. As this one's played forward by the Flames to the point for a shot coming from Crilly, save made by Halleck.
Puck just jumps over the player on the rebound for Liberty there.
And again,
had an open net.
Now again, neither one of these teams will be moving on from group play. The tournament with them ends today. That shot save made by Blake Scott. But the goaltenders, JP and Brett, have been playing outstanding hockey.
Yeah, they have.
There's no shortage of pride in this game, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I think somebody forgot to tell the goaltenders these games don't mean that shot score! Sam Yauk beats Scott to the blocker's side, and 1:06 into the second period, Denver's on the board. It's 2-1.
Yeah, Scott went to throw the blocker out there. I believe you got a piece of it because you heard it, and then just got past him.
Yauk on the season, 16 goals and 8 assists. That's the regular season before tournament play. And he cuts the Liberty lead in half.
Number 11, Sam Yauk. Assisted by number 3, Hunter Hartman. And number 13, John Enser.
Hunter Hartman and John Enser, will get the assists on the Sam Yauk goal. Puck played to the point, a shot coming and a save made by Halleck. That a rocket by Jeffrey Wilson. Wrapped around the boards for Denver. Played up and just over the line, so Liberty will have to regroup. Go ahead, Brett.
No, I was just saying if everything was good. If I wasn't
looks like you had something to say there.
No.
No, that's right. Brett's got a headset now, so the shenanigans have been tripled. Played forward by Richardson, bounces in front of the Liberty bench and sped back around.
Shenanigans is on the other.
I was just about to say that.
That's what happens when you work together for 7 years.
That's it.
There's a trip coming up, and that's going to go against John Enser.
Trip slash.
We'll see what the official. We'll see. It looks like it's going to be a trip, and the official designation is a trip, but it could have gone either way.
Interference.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. 2:13 into the second period. Liberty goes back to the man advantage. They are 0 for 1 as they had 58 seconds of carryover power play time and were unable to score.
Trip.
Sounds like there's a goal behind us. We'll give you those updates again. That's Pool D going on behind us. That's Liberty Lindenwood versus UMass for the bracket.
On the last goal for Denver, giving assist to number 6, Kyle Song. The assist goes to Song.
And meanwhile, Liberty has it now in the person of Crane.
Denver Polky is on number 13, John Enser. 2 minutes for trip.
There's a goal!
Wow, what a shot.
Shot from the point! And I believe that was Blake Flanders. A power play goal for Liberty. They extend the lead once again. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, it was Flanders. Flanders was down low, off of the circle, able to beat the goaltender.
2:34, the time of the goal there. So a power play goal for Liberty. They're 1 for 2 with the man advantage now, as this one played back for a turnout by Jackson Roy, but a nice keep at the line by Josh Rubin. Almost gloved out of the air, and now Ruben has it for Denver. He fires a shot, a pad save made by Scott. Michael Niederer gets the lone assist on the Flanders power play goal. That has Liberty back in front by 2 again. This one goes through the crease, and it's going to be an icing with 16:59 to go in the second period.
Tell you what, though, a lot of the celebrations have been muted, guys. Not too much in the way of goal cellies, unlike 2014 Northeastern Weber State. And we remember the Sully Fest that game was.
Yes, that was a 9-8 affair. And another game, Brett, where there's the 1-2 matchup. That was shot off the side of the net by Josh Rubin. That was a pool that the 1 and the 2 seed were both done after day 2. Down the wing, here's a shot that goes up and over the bar, taken by Matthew Perry. Perry out in front. That one goes wide. Curley had the chance in the slot there. Circling with his Perry. Finds Curley, a save made by Halleck. He'll get the whistle. 16:26 to go in the second period. And Liberty leads 3-1.
That was a nice save by Halleck. He was able to track the shot, came across, and got his body in front of it.
Face-off will be to the right of Halleck. It's won by the Flames. Sidden goes down the wing. With his crane, a shot goes into the corner. Out to the side, sticked away by Halleck, and Denver will start up in the person of Sam Yauk. This one skied into the Liberty end all the way down, no icing. Tie up on the far side corner, here comes Sidden. Up but not out. That shot from the point goes up and over the net. Scott might have gotten a piece of it, as King will play it out for Liberty. Out to center, here comes King on the turnback and an offsides play. That was just ahead was Ryan Sidden. 15:52 to go in the second period. A pair of goals, one for each team. Liberty has a 2-goal lead once again. It's now 3-1. The next game on this rink will be the Aurora Spartans and the Northeastern Huskies. It'll be Brett Luthner and myself on the call. The winner of that game will move on to the national semifinals.
Wow, something else going on over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a party going on over on 2.
And it sounds like the offense is picking up on the opposite side of the arena, and of course we'll give you those updates as we go. Sitting a pass across, it's tipped up and into the Liberty bench. That by Josh Rubin.
The rink we were at last year doing this, all we got to do is turn around, look over our shoulder. We know what the scores were.
It's still a little bit tough to get over that walkway, but it was a good tournament.
You turn around, you see the scoreboard sticking up, you know what the score was.
Yeah.
You might have had to lean back or forward a little bit, but
not much.
I will say this. The benefits of having the walkway between were outweighed by the fact that the goal horn was going off every 5 minutes for every other team. Today we have a wall that separates the 2 rinks, which unfortunately prohibits us from seeing the score on the other side, but it does kind of mute the ambiance. We can focus on the game in front of us. This one played out to center, controlled by Caleb Toon. Around for McDaniel to take for Liberty. Dropped it off for Toon, and Toon will start across the center ice slot. Interception on the breakout. That's Desmond. He threw it just wide.
He went to make a pass instead of taking a shot. Sometimes that happens.
Toon with it now. 3-on-2 for the Flames. Shot goes wide off the side of the net. Circling with it was Roy. Knocked out of the air and hoisted out to center. Controlled by Liberty, but with a high stick, and so we'll get a whistle with 43 to go in the second period, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Liberty Flames.
And the faceoff is going to be coming down into the Liberty end after that whistle.
I apologize for the delay, folks. What we've been doing is we've been teasing you with these goals on the other side. It looks like Lindenwood did score, so at worst it's going to be 1-1. But we keep teasing you with these goals on the other side and telling you that we'll keep updating you. And it just doesn't happen because we, of course, have the wall separating us, and we're trying to keep you updated on everything going on here in the tournament. In the meantime, Liberty has it in the offensive zone, as circling with it is Martin. Martin knocked off the puck but pushes it forward. Crilly on the near side boards goes to point for Sidden. He walks, he shoots, it's blocked down by Norder. To the line and over it, back out to center for Jackson Roy to control. Played around by Matt Perry. Offense really picking up on the other side. Here's Masters down the left wing. Masters, one of the 3 Liberty goal scorers today, and it's in the far side corner. Masters shoved off the puck.
Have an update 2-1 UMass, but that might have been before that whistle.
That shot goes wide by Masters. So last update, the number 4 seed UMass leading the number 3 seed Lindenwood, and that is for the bracket. Cross-check behind the play, nothing called as this one goes into the Liberty bench, and we'll get a whistle with 13:33 to go in the second period. So again, the game behind us is Lindenwood versus UMass, a 3-4 matchup with the winner of that game moving on to the national semifinal. And UMass with a 3-1 lead. The Northeast number 4 dispatching of number 1 nationally ranked number 1 Penn State as an offsides play for Liberty. And number 2 Utah State is now up 3-1 in the first period of a game that could springboard them to a national semifinal appearance. Face off just outside the Lindenwood, the Denver end.
Yeah.
Getting all kinds of mixed up here. Played forward and reversed just as quickly, and now Denver will attempt to start up in the person of Hartman. Quickly back come the Flames. Lamoureux has it. Feeds it forward. That one bounced towards goal, but it's knocked away by Halleck. Into the slot to be taken away by Sammy Yauk. Yauk across the crest of center ice will slip this one into the Liberty end. Yauk gets his own rebound, plays it in front. He was looking for a man breaking that Enzer as it slashed back into the Zamboni corner. A tie up on the near side boards to the point for Enzer to take. Goes down low. That shot never made it on goal, taken by Nathan Sturrett. That one's saved by Scott, and he'll get the whistle with 12:37 to go in the second, and Liberty leading 3-1.
Again, Scott up to the test here. He's not letting anything get behind him other than that one goal, and he's keeping his team up.
I missed the shots on goal in the first period. We'll have to get those for you. But Blake Scott.
Oh, it was 22-10 Liberty.
So there we go. Liberty outshooting Denver 22-10 in the first period. Blake Scott turning away all 10 shots he faced. And 21 saves for Joey Halleck. Some of them bigger than others and in rapid fire succession. Breaking in with this is Novi. Novi, a shot pad saved by Scott. Puck loose in the slot, but no one there to bang it home. Rebound deflects into the corner.
Nice job by the Liberty defenders to tie up the Denver players coming in for that rebound.
Out in front, Novi couldn't find a handle on it. Circling with it is Teeter. Dylan Teeter. Excuse me, that's not Teeter. That shot goes up and over the bar from Brian Desmond. No stick for a Denver player, that being Desmond. As up the wing comes Clark. Looking for a breakout pass to find King, but it's reversed back to center. And here come the Pioneers. Tyler Novi drops the pass off. A shot goes wide by Desmond. Up the wing, here comes King. Marshall King, 1-on-2. Can't get through the Denver Pioneers. As with it is Perry. Goes to the point. A nice keep at the line by Jackson Roy, but quickly out to center comes Denver. That shot saved by Scott off the stick of Michael Kaufman. And here comes Crilly for Liberty. Up the left wing, harassed the whole way by Stevens. Shot glove saved by Halleck, loose in front. Another save by Joey Halleck. Halleck made the first save on a long-range chance. The rebound sat in front. That was Masters unable to fill the empty net. 11:36 to go in the second. Liberty still leads 3-1.
Yeah, Halleck starting to match Blake Scott here, end to end.
Joey Halleck, definitely the busier of the two goaltenders in today's contest, but he's been up to the task thus far. And you really can't fault him for the goals that have gone in behind him.
Nah. You know, when your offense doesn't get as many shots, it just puts so much more pressure on the goaltender to try and stand up.
Pushed forward by Yauk, it goes over the goal line, and it'll have to be taken by Flanders. To the point, but not out. That shot goes wide off the stick of Kiernan. Up with it comes Liberty. Crilly, a cross-ice pass, goes too far for Perry, and it goes all the way down for an icing.
And when you try and hit that stretch pass and it doesn't work, that's what happens. You wind up getting that icing call, and now you got to defend a face-off in your own end.
With a tired group of guys as well.
Yep.
Be face-off to the left of Blake Scott, the junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Won by the Pioneers. A nice move by Yauk, but he's unable to pull the trigger as out starts Masters. Feeds it off for Crilly. Has Perry breaking with him, but unable to feed the pass across. Ties up in the far side corner with Peyton Norder. Out to center, Sidden has to regroup for Liberty, who makes a line change. Puck wrapped around the boards. First one there to get it is Niederer. Niederer knocked off the puck by Norder. Breaking out for Denver, here comes Hunter Hartman. Excuse me, that's John Enzer. Enzer skies this one. It's gloved out of the air by Scott, who gets the whistle. Almost looked like he was catching a pop fly there.
I was going to say infield fly rule. Batter's out.
Point up to Scott. And I'll see enough of that starting.
Yeah.
Our cameraman, Brett Luthner, also the director of broadcasting for the Sussex County Miners of the Can-Am Baseball League.
A lot of trips going to Canada again.
Multiple trips to Trois-Rivières, Ottawa, and Quebec City.
Tim Hortons like you would never believe.
Well, we've been blessed with some Tim Hortons here.
Yes,
so,
that's true.
Not quite the same as the Canadian contingency, but still very good. And, of course, we want to thank everybody here at the ACHA for their hospitality and their support in our broadcast and just in the tournament altogether. Quickly comes Paul Lamoureux, 1-on-3, has the puck fall off of his stick, circles back and tries to make something happen. Does with a pass off to Perry, a shot on goal, sticked away by Halleck. Far side wing, a pass across. Here comes Richardson with a bomb and a blocker save. Puck loose on the side of the net. Lamoureux unable to pull the trigger. He has it now, drops it off. This is Lamoureux with it on the pass from Niederer. Lamoureux ties up with a pair of Pioneers, and this one's lifted out to center, and the race is on. Riley Richardson, first one there for Liberty, just slaps that one back to center. Kyle Sun waits and just skies this one back into the Liberty end. 8:57 to go in the second period. Liberty leading Denver 3-1 in this final day of pool play action. It's Pool D here on Rink 1 with Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson, and Brett Luthner taking you through the call of today's game. Long pass out to center, glove down by Kaufman. Kaufman, a shot, score! Michael Kaufman! He took the long clearing attempt from Kyle Sun and got it through Blake Scott. It's 3-2 Liberty with 8:37 to go in the second.
Yeah, Kaufman was able to use the defender as his screen and able to get the shot past Scott.
And it's a rough break for Denver as we have to go to a media timeout so we can make sure we appreciate our sponsors. It's the ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron's Championship Rings, the official ring vendor for all ACHA National Champions and Hall of Famers. Boston's Pizza Restaurant and Sports Bar, gourmet pizza, burgers, wings, and more. We've got you covered. And by Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Welcome back to the ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network. Right before we went to break, Denver cut the Liberty lead in half. It's 3-2 now on a goal by Michael Kaufman with an assist to Michael Stevens. And so with 8:37 to go in the second, it's back to a one-goal lead for the Flames. And we've been remarking all weekend how the media timeout just seems to come at the worst possible time for some certain teams, Brett.
Yeah, look, we're back to the media timeout this year after last year's experiences. But for some teams, they just, they also just appreciate it. Like, we couldn't have asked for that media timeout at a better time. It does break up some momentum. We've seen it, though, not break up momentum on other occasions as well.
Here's Clark in the near side corner, tries to reverse it back. A keep in by Backer. Drops it off for King. He goes across for Roy. Jackson Roy, a shot save made by Halleck. Up the far side wing comes Kaufman, but it's intercepted. Nice. That shot saved by Halleck off the tough angle shot by Masters. Or excuse me, by Crane. To the point it goes. Almost intercepted. A nice keep by Backer there. Down low, Crane. Finds a shot. Save made by Halleck. He looked behind him for a moment, but the shot by Clark never made it through. 7:55 to go in the second period. Liberty leads 3-2 in this final day of Pool D action. Behind us, it's Pool B. Last update, UMass leading Lindenwood 3-1. And the winner of that game will move on to the national semifinal, where they will face the winner of our next game between Aurora and Northeastern. Circle back around. Perry walks into the slot. Backhand, forehand, score! Matthew Perry steals the puck in the corner, comes to the slot, and beats Halleck on the backhand. Liberty again, a 2-goal lead. This time it's 4-2 with 7:43 to go in the second period.
That's some nice hands coming out of the corner by Perry. Faked the forehand, went backhand, put it past the goaltender again. Not much that Halleck can do on that one.
An individual effort for Matthew Perry as he notches his 3rd point of the day. A goal now to go with his 2 assists. As this one sent back behind Halleck. Quickly again come the Flames. Masters has it. Goes to the point for Richardson. That shot saved by Halleck. Eric Masters gets the lone assist on the Perry goal, and it's now a 4-2 lead for Liberty. So Masters with a goal and an assist. Perry with a goal and 2 assists. Drew Crilly with a goal and an assist. 4 different goal scorers for the Flames. Multiple Liberty players notching multiple points in this game today. Apologize for that, folks. Quickly with it now, it's Crilly. Wide for Richardson. He'll send this one into the Denver end. Circling with it is Tavonian. He goes up the wall for a take by Desmond. Out to center. Pushed forward this time by Kukas. Kukas in the near side corner leaves it off for Miller. Had a man breaking to the slot, that Novi, but he was unable to find him. Miller has it now. To the point and not out is a nice keep there by Dylan Teeter. Gets through Teeter now, and here comes Masters 2-on-1 with Crilly. Good back check there by Christos Kukas. And quickly Denver out to center. They spring Miller on a partial break, but he's knocked off the puck by Sidden. There's going to be a penalty coming up on Ryan Sidden.
High sticking on Sidden.
And Liberty will be down a man with 6:39 to go in the second period. Denver gets their first power play of the game.
Second time Sidden's been in the sin bin today.
Didn't quite catch what the call was there.
I didn't see it.
High sticking.
It was high sticking?
Yeah.
I mean, you could call anything on that.
The Liberty penalty was called number 5, Ryan Sidden. 2 minutes for high sticking.
And there's the official announcement. You were right, JP. High sticking the call on Ryan Sidden as Denver will get their first power play of the game.
Well, he basically hit him in the mask with his stick as he was trying to reach over there and stop his momentum, but I seen it was right in front of me, basically.
Could have called that any number of ways. They went with the high sticking now. That shot from the point saved by Scott off the stick of Nick Tavonian. On the far side corner, this is Kaufman. Goes for Tavonian. Tavonian fires a shot wide. Taken and not out as a block there by Sam Yauk. This one rolls towards goal, but it's taken now behind the net by Enzer. Up the wall goes Ruben back for Enzer. Skied out to center and all the way down. That by Sean Backer. 1:10 to go in the power play. 5:36 remaining in the second period.
Liberty being aggressive on this penalty kill here, not letting Denver set up in the offensive zone when they had the puck.
Backer, a big check by Ruben. And Backer takes a man down himself as quickly starts up Denver. Backer's
a wrecking ball there in the offensive zone.
Kaufman down the right wing. We'll just throw it into the Zamboni corner and crunch with a Liberty player. As we're going to get a whistle and a penalty as the back referee had his arm up. Looks like it's going to be Kaufman for elbowing. And that will pretty much do it for the Denver power play, barring any additional penalties. So it's going to be Kaufman 2 minutes for elbowing at the 14:37 mark of the second period.
The Denver penalty was called number 14, Michael Kaufman. 2 minutes for elbowing. Denver penalty on Kaufman. 2 minutes for elbowing.
Going to be a face-off back inside the Denver end, and now we have some, it's a late change. That's all it was. It was just a late change by Denver. I saw the referee making some motions with his hands, and I wasn't sure if he was putting people in the box, throwing people out, or what was going on. Turns out it was just a late change, and back onto the ice comes a very tired Brian Desmond.
And Denver was having trouble setting up that power play. Now they got to kill a bit of one off after 44 seconds here.
Well, Desmond wins the faceoff and has the puck now. We'll start out 1-on-3 as we play 4-on-4 for the next 35 seconds. Up ahead for Desmond. Shoots save made by Scott, and there's a whistle.
Now they can change up.
31 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and from there, Liberty will have a power play for 1 minute and 16 seconds.
You got a lot of the 80s songs going on in this game.
Yep.
Which, of course, we don't mind so much.
No. 80s on 8 on the way back?
I think that can be arranged.
It definitely could be.
When you have Sirius XM, you have this capability.
Yes, sir. Maybe not on the way back to the hotel. There's hockey to be heard.
No, of course. I mean, I'm talking about on the way back to our point of origin, New Jersey. There's one's. We're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct here from Denver. There's some chirping from the bench. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on Denver University. And that's just undisciplined.
Yeah.
And that's not the players. That's the coach, it looks like. That's just the bench altogether is just visibly upset. As Peyton Norder is going to sit the bench minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's a 4-on-3 for the next 17 seconds. And then it's going to be 5-on-3 for 1 minute 33.
There's only so much the referees are going to allow, and then mayhem.
15:04, the time of the bench minor for Denver.
You know, and Matt York, Kerry Fraser Jr., yes, the son of the legendary NHL referee. You know what? It doesn't matter who. It could have been. Well,
I mean, I'm sure Kerry's heard his dad with horror stories.
Yes. So, by the way, speaking of officials, one coming up the ranks in the juniors, Pat Tapuzzo's son, Pat Tapuzzo Jr.
Yes.
He's also been getting a lot of assignments and doing some good work as a linesman.
Always.
How awesome would it be to have Fraser and Tapuzzo doing the game?
Big collision at the blue line there. Springs Crane. 3-on-2 come the Flames. Crane is shot up and over the bar. With it is Perry. Tries to drop it off, but instead it's stolen and cleared all the way down. That by Christos Koukas.
I would love to see a national championship game in the ACHA that has Kerry Fraser Jr. as a referee and Pat Tapuzzo Jr. as a linesman.
That would be something fun. 5-on-3 for the Flames for the next 33 seconds. A chance to break this one open. It's dropped down low for Perry. Back pass across. Taken off the tie-up by Crane. Crane walks the blue line and drops it off for a play coming almost from backer, but it's backed out to center. A nice poke check there by Koukas. Flanders regroups for Liberty. Taken down, but gets the pass off to Crane. Crane takes it into the corner and wraps it around the boards. Flanders ties up on the near side boards with Josh Rubin, and we'll get a whistle, and looks like we're going to have offsetting liners, and now some players coming together, and quickly in to separate everybody are the linesmen. 26 seconds left in the second half of the 5-on-3 for Liberty. It's Nick Tavonian going to the box for Denver. It remains to be seen if there will be a Liberty counterpart, which I believe there is.
I think it's going to be Crane. Yep.
Everything's going to wash out. We'll still play 5-on-4. Tavonian and Crane get 2 minutes each. I'm assuming that's going to be for roughing. That at the 16:38 mark of the second period, and score sheets, if you're keeping it home, score sheets are filling up really quick. So Tavonian and Crane each get 2 minutes for their respective crimes, be they roughing, unsportsmanlike, or whatever. We still play 5-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. Liberty with the man advantage as Lamoureux holds. Circles and does it back to Sidden. Over for Crilly. He goes down low for Perry. Perry holding on the half boards. He goes down low. He finds King. Back to the point for Crilly. Crilly, a shot deflects up and over the net. Power play's over for Liberty. They are now 1 for 4 on the day. Starting up with a head of steam is Denver. Now it's played ahead. Just out of the reach of Michael Kaufman, and the puck bounced in an offsides fashion. We'll get a whistle with 2:47 to go in the second period. Liberty leading 4-2, and JP, that's a big penalty gone by the wayside there.
Yeah, Liberty had a good chance of extending their lead. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get a goal, but credit Denver for, I don't want to say causing havoc in the zone, but mucking it up a little bit for Liberty not to be able to get shots on through the net.
Face off to the center ice side of the Liberty blue line.
I think they're getting ready to start the second period over there.
That one's sticked away by Blake Scott.
By the way, on ring 2.
That's a 3-1 lead for UMass at the end of 1. Clearing attempt hits the linesman. And again, it hits the linesman, but we're going to have a stoppage of play with a penalty coming up. Both referees with their arms in the air as we throw it back to the age of disco.
I can put up with this song.
It's Cade McDaniel boogieing Don Allen into the box. He's going to get...
Shapiro had that line coming out. You can feel it coming out of his mouth.
I think Shapiro needs to have his mic turned off for a couple of minutes after that one.
Oh, boy. If you can't have fun doing what you do, what's the point in doing it, right?
You could just tell he's processing like Bob Miller that one time.
Yeah.
We won't go into what was said then.
Elbowing the call on Cade McDaniel that gives Denver their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 with the man advantage. A short-lived power play as they took a penalty of their own. A shot by Miller turned away neatly by Scott.
See, the only problem was Miller knew it, and you could see it on his face as it was coming out. Shapiro had a smile on his face as he was bringing that one. He thought it was a good one.
Yeah, he knew it coming along too.
Well, the subject matter was also a little different as that shot goes wide off the stick of Tyler Novi.
Do you think we have fun?
Oh, God, do we ever? Side of the net, a try by Hunter Hartman doesn't go anywhere. Turned back for a turnabout by Norder.
I think your fiance's listening in. She might be laughing along with us right now.
No, she's actually on her way home from work.
Which means she might be listening in. Plug that thing into a speaker.
Oh, no, she'll get home to the apartment and then she'll turn it on the TV and really have some fun with it.
There you go.
Circling back with it is John Enzer, played up ahead for a play-in by Kukas. Kukas, backhand, forehand. His shot rolls on goal. Scott covers up for the whistle. 56 seconds remaining in the power play for Denver, and 1:19 left in the second period. That sees the Liberty Flames leading the Denver Pioneers by a 4-2 score.
Yeah, that shot was tipped on the way in as it basically just floated over to the goaltender there. Scott able to cover up.
I'm just looking at the score sheet, and we've had a lot of penalties over the first over the first almost 2 periods.
And just remember, there was a couple of guys actually kicked out of this game.
Yes, we had a couple of very early 5-minute major and game misconducts to Ryan Gandy and Kyle Martin for face masking and head contact, respectively. Tie up behind the net as we reach the last minute of play in the second. Played forward, almost stolen away by Lamoureux there, and now to the point it goes for a take by Rubin. Across for Tavoni and a shot saved by Scott. Loose in front, Scott, another big save. Puck sits loose outside the crease, and the whistle blows. We saw the puck loose from our vantage point. The Denver bench not happy that the puck was loose, but the referee did lose sight of it, and therefore it is the right call. 22 seconds to go in the power play for the Pioneers. 44.5 left in the second period. Denver trails Liberty 4-2. And we hope JP will have an interview for the second intermission.
And listen, if they don't, we understand. It's their last game, both teams. They may just say, well, that's fine.
Nope. And these are, of course, media requests. They are never media demands.
Nope.
Coaches are free to exercise their right to deny us an interview if they feel that they need to. And I do want to give credit to Dean Clemens for that, because as the power play is over for Denver. Clemens, I think, was not happy with how that first period ended, and I don't think I just think he didn't want to take it out on us, as that one goes wide off the stick of Tavonian. Wraparound try, save. Scott, rebound, loose in front. Scott, another big save. Penalty coming up to Liberty with 6.4 seconds to go in the second period. There's a collision in the far side corner as Sean Backer skates away. And in some pain for Denver, can't tell who that is. It looks like it's Hunter Hartman. In the meantime, Andy Clark goes to the box. 2 minutes. I believe that was for roughing.
It might have been roughing. It might have been...
6.4 seconds left in the second period. If Denver doesn't score here, they'll have 1:55 of carryover power play time. Face off to the right of Scott. Won by Denver. To the point, but a clearing attempt by Liberty goes all the way down, and that'll do it for the second period.
After the second period of play, the Liberty University playing 4, and the University of Denver Pioneers 2. Shot on goal. For Liberty, they had 15 in the second, for a two-period total of 37. For Denver, they had 19 in the second.
19-15. The shots on goal in the second period in favor of Denver. After 2 periods, it's a shot advantage for Liberty, 37-29, as the call was cross-checking on Clark. But Liberty has the lead where it counts. They're up 4-2. John Peterson is going to be standing ice level with head coach Ben Hughes. Go ahead, JP.
All right, thanks, Andrew. We're down here with assistant coach Dan Logan. Dan, you guys are up 4-2, and so far so good for you guys. There's been a lot of yesterday almost hit with a Zamboni. Today a referee. Today you guys 4-2. You guys have been doing a pretty good job of bottling up the middle of the ice defensively, not letting them get good opportunities. Is that part of the plan coming in?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. Both teams aren't playing for much at this point. But yeah, we got all 4 lines kind of rolling, so that was kind of our goal, come in the middle, play really defensively strong, and have a good last game of the year.
Now, what do you guys want to do for the third period to wrap this one up?
Just continue to get pucks deep, keep that third guy high. It's important. Our goalies made a couple real key saves, so yeah, just keep the pressure up. Thought the boys have been doing a real good job.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Andrew, back up to you.
Thank you, John Peterson, and thank you, Coach Dan Logan. We'll take a time out. 2 periods in the books. The Liberty Flames lead the Denver Pioneers 4-2. This is the 2018 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network. some young fans taking in today's exciting action. Liberty fans all. Happy to see Liberty up 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson, Brett Luthner, man in the camera, will provide additional commentary as needed. Third period of action getting ready to start from the Ohio Health Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. This is the final day of pool play. And this is Pool D. Number 3 in the southeast, Liberty. Number 4 in the west, Denver, doing battle today. 1:53 of carryover power play time as Andy Clark is in the box for cross-checking. Denver starts with the man advantage, and they have the puck here. Moving right to left in the gold jerseys, trimmed in maroon and white. Liberty moving left to right in the white jerseys, trimmed in blue and red. And Jackson Roy lifts this one out to center. A shorthanded 2-on-1 for the Flames. Here comes Perry. Perry looking backdoor pad save made by Joey Halleck. Another shot, score on the rebound. It's Kyle Martin. Or it can't be Kyle Martin.
No, I think it was King.
I apologize. It's Marshall King. A lot of 4s on this team, JP. That's where we got confused. Anyway, Marshall King with a shorthanded goal. And just 28 seconds into the third, Liberty now has a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, King went in, tried to put a backhand in, wasn't happening. A nice save was made. Got the rebound, turned around, and roofed one over the shoulder.
A good initial shot there by Matthew Perry, and Marshall King just there on the back door to slam the rebound. And not only slam it, he kind of roofed it on him. 5-2 the score. Liberty leads Denver in this final game of the year for both of these programs. Sean Backer will get a secondary assist on the King shorthanded goal.
Assisted by Perry and Backer.
In the meantime, this one's thrown on goal and turned away by Blake Scott. Scott and Halleck have both played phenomenally well today, guys, even though their seasons are done after today's game.
Yeah, well, when you get a shot like that on you and it's right over your shoulder, you're trying to hug the post. You bent over forward a little bit to keep your balance and watch where the puck's going, and it winds up going over your shoulders. Nothing you can do about that one.
On the opposite side in Pool B action as we get oh, never mind, I thought there was a whistle behind the play. In the meantime, on the opposite side in Pool B action, the UMass Minutemen are leading the Lindenwood Lions 3-1, that midway through the second period. That is a winner-take-all game between the number 3 Lions in the Central and the number 4 Minutemen from the Northeast. Northeast region yet to lose a game in this tournament. So far 8-0 through 2 days, but not for lack of trying, courtesy of the William Patterson Pioneers. This breakout pass finds Perry.
The enigma of the tournament.
Indeed it is. And Perry circles back away from the oncoming forecheck of Nathan Surratt.
Oh.
Down to the ice hard of his own accord went Jeffrey Wilson, which allows Denver to have a brief opportunity as Flanders wraps it around the net one more time. Power play's over. Denver is now 0 for 3 with the man advantage today. Walking to the slot, shot off the crossbar and in!
Wow, that was a nice screen set up in front.
Christos Koukis goes bar south over Blake Scott, and it's 5-3 Liberty with 17:39 to go in the third.
Tyler Novi was stopped right in front of the goalie waiting for the shot to be taken. And it was a nice shot up high, again, right off the bar.
What a great shot by Koukis. .5-3 the score now. The Liberty Flames lead cut to 2 once more, but they look to press in an answer behind the net. That in by Niederer. Lamoureux wrapped it around for a shot coming from Richardson on goal. Deflected into the corner by Halleck. Reverse to the near side board. Sidden plays it ahead. Flanders left it off. It goes out and it's intercepted by Desmond. Starting up is Novi. From his knees, he fires it on goal. A save by Scott. The rebound save by Scott. Up for Lamoureux. Drops a pass off, giving Flanders an open lane. Across the crest of center ice, Flanders dumps it into the Zamboni corner and will go for a change. Breaking out is Denver with a head of steam. It's Hunter Hartman. Or excuse me, that was Michael Stevens. A drop pass for Enzer, a shot blocked on the way. Liberty in the midst of a line change, but able to free King to push forward only as far as the Denver blue line before Nick Tavonian takes over. Down the right wing he comes. Cuts to the backhand. 4 Flames converge on him and knock the puck out to center. Tavonian sends it back in. We're going to get a whistle, and there's going to be a penalty coming up to Liberty.
Excuse me.
So Denver will go to the power play again. They're 0 for 3 on the day. It's Jackson Roy, the captain, or is he arguing a case for somebody else? Interference to call. 3:33 the time.
14.
Andy Clark, the guilty party. Liberty really getting into some undisciplined hockey here as Andy Clark has taken 2 straight penalties. Back to the box. Denver with yet another man advantage to try to once again cut the Liberty lead to 1. Tavonian unable to keep it in. It's played out to center but controlled by Hunter Hartman. Hartman with a nice move over the center ice line. Now in comes Kaufman. Kaufman plays it into the corner. Roy ties up in the far side corner with Rubin. Precious seconds eating off for the power play of Denver with has a minute 35 left in it. A shot saved by Scott and goes out of play with a minute 31 to go in the power play for the Pioneers. 15:58 left in the third period. Liberty leading 5-3.
So Denver's got to set up here. They got to get this power play working to try and cut into the lead. They got time to do it, so it's still 15:58 left to go here in the period, and they're on the power play. It's a good time to get things going.
One more game in Pool D will be played next. It's the number 1 Aurora Spartans from the Central region and the number 2 Northeastern Huskies from the Northeast region. They will do battle right here as that one's saved by Scott off the rebound. He covers up. That'll be Brett Luthner and myself on the call. John Peterson manning the camera will probably chime in with some additional commentary because we all like to get involved in the broadcast here.
Yep.
That a winner-take-all game as well.
Some of us didn't mind getting involved in any broadcast we're on.
Backdoor play, shot played out to center. 1:06 to go in the power play for Liberty. 15:30 left in the third. Liberty leads 5-3. They are actually killing the penalty, as I misspoke just a few seconds ago.
Might as well just add to the festivities, eh?
Oh yeah, why not? Have some fun. Have a day, boys. Here's Tyler Novi. Tries to make a move, loses the puck, and starting up with it is Niederer.
2-on-1 here.
He's got Crilly with him, but nice the pass knocked out of the air by Rubin. Down the wing, it's Novi, a shot turned aside by Scott. Novi gets the rebound, takes a check for his effort, but leaves it off. And has it now. Novi escapes looking for a backdoor pass and sent all the way down. He was trying to find Brian Desmond. 23 seconds to go in the power play for the Pioneers. 14:35 remaining in the third. And Denver trails 5-3. King, a nice move, took a stick up high, but left it off for Perry. Perry takes a big check to the right of the Denver bench, makes a nice move. Penalty coming up. It's going to be to Denver, and you can call it tripping, kneeing, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be Michael Stevens to the box, and there goes the Denver power play, which only had 3 seconds left on it anyway. I thought they got the wrong guy. This is Kaufman going to the box. I thought it was Stevens that was the one who stuck his leg out.
I think kneeing is the call.
So it's 2 minutes for kneeing on Michael Kaufman at 5:30 of the third. Liberty will have a power play for a minute 57. They are 1 for 4 on the day. Face-off won by the Flames. Lamoureux pushes forward and it's stolen away by Denver. Held by Kyle Sun. And a breakout pass is sent in all the way by Rubin. Collision behind the play.
Isn't that a little bit late there?
Just a little bit. Niederer throws this one around. He's looking for a man. He finds it in Clark. Tie up in the Zamboni corner. Flanders tries to play forward out to the point, but just out of the reach of Niederer and all the way back down. Minute 16 to go in the Liberty power play. 13:43 left in the third period that sees the Flames leading the Pioneers 5-3. Shot up and out of play by Crane, and we'll get a whistle.
Again, these goalies, they go down, take away the bottom portion of the net, and the whole top corner is open. People aren't shy trying to shoot at it. Unfortunately, there for Liberty, the shot was too high.
We've seen a lot of roof jobs in this tournament. Matter of fact, the last goal we saw scored by Christos Koukis was a Bar South play. Offsides are the Flames, exactly halfway through their power play. 13:30 to go in the third period. And the game on the other side, Pool B action. It's UMass leading Lindenwood 3-1, That game in the second period. The winner of that game will move on to the national semifinal and will face the winner of our next game between Aurora and Northeastern. Crilly down the right wing, fans on the shot attempt, drops it off for King. Pushed back ahead for Crilly. Backhands again for King, goes through him to Lamoureux. Lamoureux, nice little move, ties up there with Koukis and played out to center. Here comes Rubin. That's Novi. Sidden and Novi do battle behind the net. Dropped off for Crilly to start out. Sounds like there was a goal scored behind us. We'll bring you that update in a few minutes. Gloved out of the air by Hunter Hartman. In the corner, it's Clark. Up ahead for Perry. Finds Crilly at the point. Crilly is shot up and over the bar. Keep in by Sidden. Wrapped around for King. Sidden has it again with 4 to go in the power play. Tie up in the far side corner as the penalty expires. Liberty now 1 for 5 on the day with the man advantage. Pass across for Crilly. Backdoor play. He was looking for Sidden, but unable to find him. King's shot, I might have rang the post.
Hit the outside of the net.
King to the point for a keep for Perry. King gets it back now. To the point he goes for Crilly. Crilly throws it towards goal. Save Perry, the rebound. Halleck, and another save by Halleck. Loose in front, played into the corner. King to the point, a keep by Crilly. 12:03 to go in the third. Still 5-3 Liberty. Big crunch in the far side corner.
Looks like this line for Denver's gassed here. They need a change quickly or a whistle.
Sidden walks to the point. He holds. Fires a shot wide. Off the end boards is taken by Kiernan and out to center. Finally, Denver can change. Lamoureux back to regroup for Liberty. A pass across for Sidden. He goes back for Crilly. Up ahead looking for Lamoureux on the breakout. Instead it goes through him and onto the stick of Keegan Spores. Puck hops over everybody and into the far side corner. With 11:21 to go in the third period, the puck goes out of play.
Brett Luthern's eyes just lit up. Unfortunately, he's too far away to get the puck.
Still put the puck back in, too.
Loving those souvenirs, as these pucks are specially made, custom ordered for this tournament. Puck wrapped around the board. Spores there to play it for Liberty, but it's stolen away from him by Hartman. Pushed through, that's Enzer. On the side of there, wraparound, unable to pull the trigger and bring it home was Crilly. Up the wall, a keep by Jackson Roy. Pushed forward for Spores to take. Spores gets a pass off for McDaniel. On goal and a save made by Halleck with 10:52 to go in the third.
And again, Denver's pinned into their zone. They can't really get out. It's the constant pressure by Liberty being able to keep the puck and not turning it over.
Pools B, C, and D, if you're joining us late, are very simply winner-take-all games. Pool A is the hot mess of the tournament, as that one turned away neatly by
That's a polite
Halleck.
way of putting it.
Well, there's a different term I could use, but it's not really family-friendly, shall we say. Out to center, a keep by Wilson. He plays across for Jackson Roy, Backer, and sends it into the Denver end. Pool A, there are 3 teams still in contention for the bracket. University of New Hampshire sits atop the group with 4 points, 2 wins. Denver wanted an offsides call on that, none given.
I think they got a gripe there, too.
But in the meantime, it's turned over, and up with it comes Desmond. Desmond has the puck now back in forehand, looking for a pass on the back door. He was trying to hit Christos Koukas, but it goes up the wall. Almost kept in at the line by Tavonian, who takes a shove for his effort by Masters. And gets it back into the Liberty end. Turnover behind the net. Bodies falling all over the place. And Jackson Roy will start up. Oh, pardon me, that's Masters. Up the boards and out to center all the way down. Pool A, the hot mess of the tournament thus far. UNH sits atop the bracket. 2 wins, 4 points. This one's splayed out to center and all the way down. Northern Arizona, 1 win, 1 loss, that to UNH. Toledo there's a save by Halleck. Toledo, 1 win, 1 loss, that to Northern Arizona. Both victories over Trine University, who has been eliminated from contention in Central 2. Now, should UNH record a point in their game today against Toledo, the bracket will go to the Wildcats. If Toledo wins, UNH is eliminated, and then it turns into what happened in the game before, as that one goes up and out of play with 8:36 to go in the 3rd period. We'll get you those stats in just a few minutes, and we'll take a step aside for some sponsor appreciation. This is the 2018 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by the Columbus Blue Jackets. For tickets and more, visit bluejackets.com. R-Bar, the official ACHA 2018 Nationals post-game hangout and best hockey bar in Columbus. And by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Columbus has no off-season. The 2018...
Welcome back to the Ohio Health Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. And Shapiro, John Peterson, Brett Luthner on the camera. It's a 5-3 lead for Liberty here midway through the 3rd period as they lead the Denver Pioneers in Pool D. As we went to break, we were giving you Pool A clinching scenarios. UNH wins the group with a win or a tie. Toledo wins the group with a win and a Northern Arizona loss, or a win, or a Northern Arizona win, but then it comes down to goals against, and Toledo cannot give up more goals than Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona has a road to the semifinals as well, should they win their game today against Trine. That road basically says, if they win, Toledo has to win, and Toledo must give up at least 2 more goals than Northern Arizona. So, for example, if Northern Arizona wins but gives up 3, Toledo must win but give up 5 in the process. It's confusing as all heck, I know, and wait, there's more, because there's a whole other level of scenarios we won't get into. Hopefully we won't have to, because hopefully it'll just be a one-and-done kind of thing, where somebody does something, wins, loses, whatever has to happen.
Well, just UNH wins or ties, and we won't have to worry about any of it.
But if it does turn out that those scenarios come into play, it'll be Sean Broderick and Rasty McGibbon on the call for those games, and they each have a copy of the clinching scenarios that we have in front of us. So they will be able to outline for you exactly what has to happen and what pieces have to fall into place in order for each specific team to move on. In the meantime, we still have 7 minutes and 38 seconds left in this game that has Liberty ahead 5-3. Go ahead, JP.
And you talk about all these scenarios. The funny thing is, I was over in the other rink between periods, and I know that game's not until 8:30 tonight, but who walks into the rink was the UNH coaching staff. Yes. And they're here to scout the game and see about UMass victory or not.
From his knees, Michael Stevens, but Blake Scott equal to the task, keeps the puck out. 7:34 to go in the 3rd. It's a 5-3 lead for the Flames.
Keep in mind, if UNH wins that group, it's the 5 o'clock game here between William Patterson and Florida Gulf Coast. That's going to be their opponent.
Yep, but they're just here scouting to see what they could be facing in the future if they win today.
Face off to the left of Scott. Won by the Pioneers. Shot turned away by Scott off the stick of Michael Kaufman. Wrapped around the boards for a take by Crilly, excuse me. Out to center, pushed back in by Sirrett.
Now, if, and this is a massive if, but if somehow the Northeast teams all win today, you will have an all Super East Collegiate Hockey League semifinal on one side and an all Northeast Collegiate Hockey Association on the other side.
And I believe that's a Patriot Division matchup between Northeastern and UMass.
Yes.
In the meantime, this one turned back into the Denver end, played across to be taken by Kukas. Up ahead, here comes Sirrett. Sirrett can't break through the defense of Richardson. It goes on goal and a save made by Scott. Turning up with it is Perry. Perry goes off the wall, but the puck is knocked off of his stick by Kyle Sun and now sent out into the Denver end. 6:33 to go in the third period. The Flames of Liberty lead the Pioneers of Denver on a 5-3 count. Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson,
nice hit.
Brett Luthner manning the camera, which saw that big crunching check in the Zamboni corner. King to the point for Roy, a shot knocked out of the air by Tyler Novi. Penalty coming up. It looks like it's going to be on Denver. Most likely a hooking call, or a hold, excuse me, with 5:50 to go in the third. Liberty goes back to the man advantage. They are 1 for 5 on the game.
And that's going to be Norder going into the box of Denver.
$14-10, the time of that penalty for those scorekeeping at home.
Peyton Norder, 2 minutes for holding.
Holding the call on Peyton Norder.
2 minutes for holding.
And it will be a face-off inside the Denver end to the right of Joey Halleck. Clark to take the draw against Kukas. And they're sending Flanders back in on a face-off violation.
Come on, drop the puck here.
Won by Flanders, shot from the point, almost gloved by Halleck, but instead it goes into the corner. To the point for a take by Wilson. Across, Niederer shot glove save made by Halleck, but it pops up and into the corner. To the wing. Shot up and over the bar, that by Crane. Wrapped down low for a take by Wilson, excuse me, and it's played up and not out. And we're getting a whistle and another penalty being called. A slash this time.
Clark.
And it's on Clark. That is his third penalty of the game.
Patrick.
Not the kind of hat trick you want, though, JP.
No.
So that will pretty much do it for the Liberty University power play, barring any additional penalties to Denver.
14:36.
The time of the penalty, and we'll play 4-on-4 for the next minute 34. Denver will then have a 26-second power play.
2 minutes for slashing.
And of course, that all contingent on no more penalties being called, which given this game,
It's not happening.
it's not likely to happen. We make no guarantees. We make no promises. Only opinions and prognostications. This one's set all the way down. No icing, as that to play it is going to be Kukas. On the other side, it's a 3-2 lead for UMass after 2 periods of play. The Minutemen 20 minutes away from a berth in the national semifinals, as this one's offsides. And it just goes to show you, Brett, you've been talking especially all weekend about the skill level and the competitiveness of this tournament.
Yep.
And there's a 3-4 game behind us for the bracket, and the number 4 seed in that pool, who got here on an overtime winner in the regional finals by Artie Potter, is now 20 minutes away from the national semifinals. Interception, here's Miller, he scores! Brian Desmond! He intercepts the clearing attempt, goes top corner over Blake Scott. It's a 1-goal game, 5-4 Liberty with 5:37 to go in the third period.
We'll eventually get the time right.
You cannot give away a puck in front of your net with no one around. Your goalie is basically helpless.
I think we'll get the time right. I've got it as
4:43 left.
4:43. I was way the heck off. 15:27 the time of that goal then. We've got this lovely protective netting in front of us, which helps protect the fans, but obscures the sight line for us broadcasters, and especially with the bulbs being a little bit dimmer on the clock, makes it a little bit tough for us to see. Richardson spins off a check and curls back to the half boards. Far side point, tries to backhand it in, and a breakout pass onto the stick. Here comes Novi, a partial break. He's got a man on, he scores! Tyler Novi ties the game at 5 with 4:09 left in the third.
Well, there's a little change of events there for Denver.
Yeah, there's some passion in the game all of a sudden.
I thought Hartman was the one who hit him with the breakout pass, and all of a sudden, Denver with 2 goals in, do some math here, but 2 goals.
34 seconds.
No, in 24 seconds.
No, the goal was scored at 15-17, not 27.
15-7, okay. So 2 goals in 34 seconds, and Denver has tied this game at 5 and now has a power play for the next 20 seconds. Sean Backer turns away from the check and dances again around Garrett Howenizia? Oh. So the 10-minute misconduct players are back on the ice, and Garrett Howenizia and Keegan Spores. Each player has received 2 minutes for respective minor and a 10-minute misconduct. That back in the first. This is the first time I call Howenizia's name since he went to the box. Coach probably put him on the bench and said, hey, listen, you know, you're gonna...
Staple.
Yeah, staple gun. Staple gun. There's Sean Backer on the far side corner. Puck stolen away, and up with this comes Denver. That was Stevens who got it into the Liberty end. Just out of the reach of Crilly, turned back by the Pioneers. They're offside, and they'll have to regroup. 2:55 to go in the third. It's a tie game, 5-5, and here comes Denver yet again.
Oh,
penalty coming up to Liberty, and that's going to go against Eric Masters, and he is not happy with himself. So Denver back to the power play with 2:46 to go in the third. Kukas gets the assist on the Novi goal.
No, they said Yach for some reason. There was Novi that walked in, right?
Yeah, it was Novi that walked in. Kukas gets the assist on the goal.
They announced Yach, so...
Could be out. In the meantime, Masters gets 2 minutes for tripping at 17-14. Denver back to the power play, 0 for 4 on the day. To the point it goes and played out to center. On a breakaway, here's King, but back checking is Kukas. King takes it behind the net, ridden into the boards by Kukas, but he gets a pass off for Clark. On the near side boards, Clark to the point for Roy. Out in front, Kukas a set, rebound, score! That's Marshall King on the doorstep, his second of the game. A shorthanded goal by Liberty, and they're back in front, 6-5 with 2:19 to go in the third.
All of a sudden, this game's got so exciting. I tell you what a play by King. He was able to rush down the ice, caused a lot of trouble for Denver in their own zone. Was able to get in front, and I think it was Roy at the point who sent the puck toward the net.
Clark and Roy will get the assists on the goal. That comes at 17:51. Liberty's second shorthanded goal of the game. The first one also by Marshall King. Down the wing, here comes Tavonian. Puck played in front but steered into the corner. Big collision on the near side boards. And smacked with passion all the way down. 1:05 to go in the Denver power play. 1:50 left in the third period. The Flames back in front, 6-5. Here comes Nick Tavonian up the far side wing. Puck's poked away from him by Clark. Clark takes Tavonian down in a legal fashion, and Rubin turns it back. Rolls just wide of the crease of Halleck, and it has to be controlled by Hunter Hartman. Hartman a stretch pass. Out to the wing for Kaufman. Punched back into the Denver end. 35 to go in the power play. 1:20 left in the third. Liberty leading 6-5, and we'll keep an eye on Joey Halleck, and we'll see if Denver decides to pull him. That shot never made it on goal. Bounced onto the stick of Stewart, but his shot goes wide. 18 to go in the power play for Denver. Hops over the stick of Surratt. You hear the last minute of play in the third. Down low. A pass to the point. Goalie comes out. Halleck is to the bench. 6-on-5. This one cleared out to center. All the way down. Rolling. And it goes just wide of the net. No icing with 42 seconds to go in the third period. Denver's got a start up. And they do. Drop pass. Down the wing. This is Desmond. His shot saved by Scott. Hops onto the stick of Enzer. Push forward for Novi. Backdoor play. Loose in front. A save by Scott. The puck. And behind the net we've got some pushing and shoving and all kinds of nonsense going on. Scott made the save, but it looked like the puck sat behind him. That shot was taken by John Enzer.
There's a cross-checking that's going to be called here.
You can't make that play this late in the game.
No.
You just can't.
But there's going to be 2 penalties here?
One in each.
It's Christos Koukis, and I believe that was Jeffrey Wilson who went to the box.
I'll zoom back in on this one.
Jackson Roy adamantly pleading a case with the referee to figure out what happened. John Enzer also standing there. 28.8 seconds left in the third period. Liberty leads 6-5. And Denver almost tied it up. A save by Blake Scott, and then general consternation ensuing in front of Scott following the whistle. And again, this is Pool D. This game is the finale for the season for these two teams. The game after this will be for the bracket between Aurora and Northeastern. Brett Luther on the call. I'll be doing color commentary if Brett doesn't kick me out of the booth.
I guess that's better than Sean Peterson.
Yeah, really. I'll be on the color commentator unless Brett decides to kick me out of the booth. JP's going to be running camera. He'll provide some additional commentary as well. And again, 8 games on the docket today across 2 rinks. We hope you'll watch all of them. 5 of the games that are being played today are meaningful in that at least one team can advance from their game.
Denver's number 26, Christos Koukis, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
So roughing and cross-checking.
I think he's got that backwards, but...
Penalties on Liberty's number 8, Niederer, 2 minutes for roughing.
So Michael Niederer gets 2 minutes for roughing. Christos Koukis gets 2 minutes for cross-checking, and we'll finish out the game 4-on-4, barring any additional penalties. Joey Halleck still on the bench. Denver will have a 5-on-4 man advantage, but only in that they will have an extra attacker. Referees giving instructions to...
Face-off's going to be outside the zone.
So Denver with the extra attacker, and a timeout is being called by Denver so they can set everything up. And so if you're just joining us, it's been an exciting affair.
A little bit.
In the last couple minutes, it has been.
Liberty jumped out to a 2-0 lead, 1-0 after the first, 2-0 lead after the first period. Second period, Denver cut the lead in half, and then the teams traded goals back and forth and back and forth. Liberty has never led by more than 2. Denver has never led in the game. Game was tied after Denver scored 2 goals in 34 seconds. And then Liberty with a shorthanded goal at 17:51 to give them a 6-5 lead, and that's where we stand. So a quick update on the ACHA tournament. The next game being played on this rink will be the one that matters in this bracket between Aurora and Northeastern. Should the game end in a tie, Aurora would advance on goals allowed. On the other side, UMass is playing Lindenwood. That game is also for the bracket, that in Pool B. Should that game end in a tie, UMass would advance also also on goals allowed, but at last count, UMass led 3-2, I believe it was.
Yes, 3-2 last time.
Pool C, William Patterson University will play Florida Gulf Coast University. That at 5 o'clock tonight on this rink, and that is a winner-take-all game. Should that game end in a tie, Florida Gulf Coast would advance on goals allowed as that shot goes wide and an icing by King with 22.5 to go in the third period.
King going for the hat trick, just missed.
The mess of it all is Pool A, which has 3 teams still open to advance: UNH, Toledo, and Northern Arizona. UNH sits atop the bracket with 2 wins, 4 points. They can advance with a win or a tie. Toledo and Northern Arizona need wins from both themselves and their opponents and some help. Holding at the point, it's Desmond.
8 to go.
Drops the pass off. Shot kicked in front, loose. On the side of that backdoor play. And he scores! With 2.9 seconds on the clock. It's Tyler Novi. 6-6. Do you believe it? 19:57 on the clock, and Tyler Novi, with the extra attacker, has knotted this game at 6. The Liberty faithful stunned, the Denver fans cheering and rocking.
There was a lot of confusion in front, and Novi was standing there, able to get the puck over the goaltender's body.
And this game that has seen so much, a pair of game misconducts in the first period, a pair of shorthanded goals by Marshall King, a game-tying goal with less than 3 seconds on the clock. This game is going to see overtime. They will cut the ice. The teams will retake the ice. We will play 1 10-minute period. Sudden death, 5-on-5. It's golden goal. Winner wins. If no one scores, the game will end in a tie. We'll step aside here on the ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament on the ACHA Hockey Network. Welcome back to the Ohio Health Chiller North here in Lewis Center, Ohio. Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson, Brett Luthner on the camera. And we have overtime here between the Liberty University Flames and the Denver University Pioneers. Tyler Novi tied the game with his second goal of the game. 2.9 seconds on the clock. We will play one 10-minute period. At the end of this 10-minute period, if the game is tied, it ends in a tie. We are playing 5-on-5, but starting 4-on-4, as there is a minute 30 of carryover penalty time for both Andy Clark and couldn't tell who the coincidentals were at the end of the game. 6-6 the score in this season finale for both Liberty and Denver. Here comes Flanders. Shot turned away by Halleck. In the corner, Backer played it up. It's intercepted and started out by Novi. Down the wing, here comes Eisner. A shot, never made it on goal.
Lindenwood just went up 4-3 in the other rink.
Back in front, bouncing. Puck bounces wide for Eisner. Turn to the slot. 53 to go in the 4-on-4. Ryan Sidden has it now. On the other side, you just heard JP. It's 4-3 Lindenwood. That a 3-4 matchup to decide the bracket. UMass trailing in that game to Lindenwood. Lindenwood, the central 3, by the way. Shot by Richardson, turned away by Halleck. Knocked out of the air by Rubin. Turn back for a start ahead by Kaufman. And another goal behind the play. Michael Stevens lifts this one into the Liberty end. Knocked out of the air by Scott. Up ahead for Marshall King. He plays it off for Perry. Perry across the crest of center ice. 2-on-3. Makes a nice move. Backhand to the forehand. Looking in front for King. Unable to find him. Richardson, a shot goes flying high.
4-4.
UMass ties it up on the other side. That game, all kinds of crazy. Winner take all in that game as we're back to 5-on-5 here. And should the game behind us end in a tie, UMass would have the tiebreaker on goals allowed. Matt Perry will send this back behind the net. Marshall King left it off in front, but Masters couldn't find it. Skied out to center to be controlled by Backer. 8:36 to go in the overtime period. We're tied at 6. First goal wins it. If the game is tied after 10 minutes, it will end in a tie. Puck sent back into the Denver end. Kyle Sun plays it across. Hartman gets it out to center. Here comes Kukas down the left wing. Kukas, a nice move, 2-on-1. He's got a man breaking with him. Kukas in front. He scores! Christos Kukas, the overtime winner. The final score, Denver 7 and Liberty 6. .244, the overtime winner for Kukas. And for Denver, that's got to feel good to end their season and end the tournament on a high note. And for Liberty, the agony of defeat made worse by an overtime loss.
Brian Desmond. Denver goals go by Kukas.
JP will head down to the ice to get an interview, probably with Christos Kukas.
For Liberty, they had one shot in the overtime for a game total of 53. For Denver, they had 2 shots in the overtime for a game total of 47.
The final shot totals 53 to 47. Offense abound on both sides. And so the tournament will end and the season will end for both of these teams. The Denver Pioneers 1-2 on the tournament with this overtime win. Liberty falls to 0-3 with today's loss. And again, an overtime loss does not count for a point as the Liberty team will gather at center ice in thanks and prayer. And in the meantime, John Peterson still scouring the ice to try to get an interview. And it looks like JP is ice level with Christos Koukis. Go ahead, John Peterson.
Andrew, down here with Christos Koukis, the game-winning goal scorer. Had to be a good one for you going in, getting one win on this weekend here.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of, we're struggling for a while, so we want to go home with a little bit of pride, so feels good.
What was the message to you coming out of the third period going into the overtime from your coach?
I mean, we have a lot of seniors on the team, so we're just trying to play for them. It's turned out that it worked out.
There you go. Good. Well, listen, Christos, congratulations on the win, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Andrew, back up to you.
Thank you, JP. And so, the overtime winner, Christos Koukis. The final score in overtime, the Denver University Pioneers 7, the Liberty University Flames 6. We hope to stick around. Up next, it's the Aurora University Spartans and the Northeastern University Huskies. That game for the Pool D bracket. For Brett Luther and John Peterson, my name is Andrew Shapiro. Thank you for watching this production of the ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament on the ACHA Hockey Network.